But Tommy G just dropped. I see what he talking about. Most wanted drivers in New York. Niggas out there wilding.
Okay, easy, Tiger. Easy, 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 easy. Come on. Hey. How many police chases do you think you've been in?
30, I think.
On a scale of
How
1 to
many you
10, how
said?
wanted?
Bro said 30.
How many police chases do you think you've been in?
30, I think.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how wanted would you say you are?
Probably a time nobody's gonna want me.
Hey, if you got blur bro face out, then yeah, it's like that for
I
real.
wasn't lying when I said these guys are wanted. Hello, folks. I'm Tommy G. I'm here with the most wanted drivers in New York.
Hey, I'm Squeeze Bud.
Oh, okay, I heard him. I saw okay, this the Squeeze Benz dude. I saw a little clip on, oh yeah, bro be wildin' for real. I ain't know he was wanted though, like I ain't know, you feel me? I thought he was just like one of them, you feel me, like he just be cutting up in traffic and all that. I ain't know he wanted it and all that. Why they blur his face? Don't ain't his face already out there? I'm not tripping. Yeah, what if they ended up getting in the chase while Tommy G in the car with them? I'll be wild. He rap too? I just saw the video, bro. The Squeeze Benz dude, he was driving it. Was it Times Square or something like that? NYC Times Square, bro, was wild. All in the bike lane. I'm like, this nigga, bro. This nigga ran like 5, 6 stoplights in a row. Just, I'm like, bro, it's wild.
Swim team, you already know what's going on. I love NYPD. Swim team, the dream team.
So buckle up, folks. This is going to be a wild ride. One day in the
They
safety of
got
my
the
home
voice
in Milwaukee,
changers, all
I
that.
started to get bombarded by DMs imploring me to explore these two drivers named Squeeze Benz and Where's 981. When I looked
I
at
ain't
their
never heard
videos, their
him.
driving shocked me. I would
Yeah,
describe
this.
their videos as daring, dangerous, and reckless. I'm fascinated by the human desire to push limits and go against the grain. I'm fascinated by the daredevils and outlaws of the world. Young men in particular love to do this in a variety of ways. Evel Knievel shot himself out of a cannon. Philip Petit tightrope walked across the Twin Towers.
Hell no, that's different. Shooting yourself out of a cannon, bro? You crazy? I'll never do that.
Arnold climbed up cliffs without a rope, and fighter Darren Till
Whoa, who is that, bro?
until he went blind. The question that comes to mind when you look at this behavior is what compels someone to push themselves to such lengths and risk injury or death. In today's video, we investigate this daredevil behavior in the form of reckless drivers who are causing outrage and fascination across New York.
Police tried to pull over a car on West 38th Street and 7th Avenue. The driver sped off, slamming into cars, driving on the sidewalk, and even hitting a dining shed.
But there's a twist in the story, because these guys don't just risk their own necks in the stunts, they also risk the lives of innocent pedestrians and the law enforcement
Nah,
that
for
chases
real.
them. These guys regularly go on police chases and evade police helicopters. Today, we interview them face to face and talk morality, ethics, danger, and their motivation for their behavior. Let's dive in and go boots on the ground. This documentary is purely for educational purposes. We want to stress that the behavior depicted in this video is
Look at that.
dangerous, illegal, and should never be imitated. And remember, it only takes one bad crash to ruin your life or someone else's.
That's a
Please
fact.
drive responsibly. Thank you.
Two with the F87. Table for two, got Carbone in my section.
We wanted to know how everyday people felt about this kind of driving. We had some extra time to kill at the New York airport, so I went around showing people videos of Squeeze Benz and Where's 911 driving. Here's what they had to say about it. What do you think of that?
Dangerous. He's a peaceful officer. It's a bit dangerous with this officer.
He's probably going 120, 130 right now. See how there's some close calls?
I feel like he thinks he's in a video game.
You for sure?
Me up. I got kids that are on those too. When that guy hits one of my kids, suppose I don't know what happened.
I could tell this guy a million times, hey, you're gonna kill somebody on the road. He's gonna do it anyway. What do you think about that?
It makes me mad. I get it. All kids, they're bred to do that, right? But it's irresponsible.
If I told you that
What you mean by that? What you mean all kids bred to do that? Bred to do what? What she meant by hello, what? What? She said he said I tell him he gonna kill somebody if he keep doing it. She said kids I get it, kids are bred to do that. Like,
stay on the road. He's gonna do it anyway. What do you think about that?
It makes me mad. I get it. All kids, they're bred to do that. But it's still irresponsible.
If I told you that this guy's gotten away from not only multiple police but also helicopters,
At this point, the cops might as well just quit.
what's your reaction on that?
I believe it. I just feel like it's really selfish. I feel like he should get his license taken away for some period of time and probably have to go through safe driving classes, maybe talk to people who are victims of people
I
that
think it
drive
should be
with him.
commensurate with like attempted manslaughter or something like. I mean,
Yeah.
that's in effect
Yeah.
you're putting people at risk intentionally.
She talking about some driving
Over
classes.
the speed limit.
If you were his mother or father, what would you tell him?
That he's a selfish idiot. One of these days, somebody is gonna get in his way, and that person's gonna end up dead, or many people are gonna end up.
See, look, why you wishing? You don't know that. You don't know that. Why you wishing that on people?
And if he ends up dead, that's his consequence for what he does. But nobody else deserves to have that kind of risk. It's no different than someone who's really drunk getting behind the wheel of a car and driving when they have no control. I mean, your car is actually like a weapon of mass destruction. It has to be handled with care.
Worse than being drunk and getting behind the wheel because you're actively making the choice to put other people's lives at risk.
The cheapest price that gets paid is not the person driving the car. Someone's going to end up dying, and that'll be that.
That can ruin hundreds of people's lives. Like if a kid in a school were to die, everybody in the school
It's a
would be
ripple
mourning
effect.
for that one person.
Oh yeah, he's tripped. Not
Yeah, bro, be tripping for sure.
Do you think it should be manslaughter or first degree?
I say manslaughter because you know what you're doing. Like you're just driving crazy.
What would you tell him if you could say something to him?
I'd be like, slow down.
What do you think about driving like this?
Oh, it's terrible. I don't like it.
Like you better stay away from it.
Yeah.
What should be the penalty if he's caught? Manslaughter or first degree? That's another debate.
If he hits somebody, you mean if he kills somebody? It's vehicular manslaughter.
This guy has an ability to get away from multiple police vehicles, and including helicopters.
Right.
So he hasn't been caught. Yesterday, he got away from a helicopter.
Where? In New York or California?
New York.
Wow.
Yeah, obviously must know what he doing. Like, this nigga getting away from the helicopter multiple times too. Like, they might as well just give up at this point. Like, whenever they get a call about somebody driving wild, and like, yeah, let's leave him be. We ain't gonna catch him.
Car is he renting?
Lamborghini.
I can see I was out running the cops. I guess we could hope for him hitting a telephone pole.
Give him
Turn
a-
yourself in, brother. You're a reckless driver and you're going to hurt innocent people.
I got phones taking pics on like paparazzi.
Think he gonna listen to a random person?
Really getting to the check, but I ain't rocking on horizon.
We're on our way to meet Squeeze Benz. Recently, he's been making the news for his high-speed stunts. While some people see his driving as exhilarating or exciting, there's a rising sentiment that this sort of behavior unnecessarily endangers innocent drivers and pedestrians. He sent us the address of a random parking garage and told us to pull up. This is what we encountered. Folks, run away to talk to one of the most wanted drivers in New York, Squeeze Benz. This kid does stuff that makes my butthole pucker up. Pause. This
Bro, what?
guy is reckless. This guy is extreme. This guy drives at a very high speed. I do not drive like this. You shouldn't drive like this. And there's a reason why I'm not getting into their cars while they're driving this fast.
How you gonna say that? But you was in a.
Scary. Disclaimer: don't do this at home. He's kind of like a high-speed fugitive. I'm always interested in the outlaws of the world. People that live on the edge. Humans, especially men, are always pushing the limits of danger. But one distinction I want to make is Evel Knievel only harms himself if he fails. The UFC fighters are both signing up for mutual combat. But these guys, if something goes wrong, they harm innocent civilians. So I want to ask him about that, but then ask him about the outlaw, the tested danger, peace that lives strongly within them, because I think that's interesting. This is not a product placement. I do not want a partnership with Celsius. I do not drink your drinks every single trip multiple times a day. I don't absolutely love your drink. Guys, if you want to hit me up, please do. I would love to. Otherwise, I'll probably hit up Prime, and you know how that goes. So we're pulling up to meet Squeeze Ben. I'm excited. I hope you are too. You know, high speed must be an issue around here if they have a Mustang NYPD car that's got some zip to it. RIP Mainstream Media. It's been a great run. Kudos to you for lasting as long as you have. But it's it. I mean, that's your finished. Alright. In honor of that, RIP. Mainstream Media. Sweatshirts available. TommyGMcGee.com. Oh my god, dude. What the f is this Batman, dude? On a scale of 1 to 10, how wanted would you say you are?
Probably a 10. Nobody's more wanted me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's insane.
It started like about a year ago. I got my first Benz, and I always did like little driving videos. And
Damn, so this nigga, cause me personally, I'm just now hearing about him. Like, I probably done heard about him like in the past week or something like that. You feel me? So he just said he just started this a year ago. Like, damn.
never really took it to nothing. And then my boy started saying like, you know, now people are blowing up off this, and I was just like, you know, that's just how it started.
I'm curious, like you have a Lamborghini, at one point a Mercedes-Benz. I'm sure you go through a lot of different cars. Are you going on tour and just driving people's cars all crazy? You guys getting your own cars? Like, tell me about that.
I had my own car for a bit, but then I changed it up because I did get chased a lot. Well, I just realized like, you know, doing long-term rentals is just a way better route. And then obviously I don't tell these guys I'm doing that.
Do you ever get blown up by the tour people asking what the hell happened?
They do ask, and then like I kind of just like, you know, driving the car.
You mix danger, but there's also other people at risk when you do that. Innocent civilians. So what do you think about the element of danger for that?
I've been doing this since like real shit since I was 9. I used to take my dad's car out, and I used to just walk around. I've been doing this for so long now that I feel like I did have some professional at it. Like, you know, niggas know like that's how I drive. There's been incidents where I've gone out with people and they try keeping up with me and they crash.
Yeah, bro.
I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. For sure, know what he doing. Like, them clips be crazy, and then on top of that, this nigga outrunning the cops every time. Like, what he say? He been in like 30 chases, so he obviously know what he doing. But it's like you never know what can happen. Driving at that speed, you feel me? Like, yeah.
So on my road, on one-handed 210 miles an hour.
One-handed 210? Oh my god.
That's insane. Did that scare you?
Not really. To build up a tolerance of the speed.
Do you feel like the police watch
He
you?
talk about doing scared. He just told you been doing it since 9.
Keep the conversation going.
Damn, yeah. I see why they don't catch him. This nigga say he be doing 210 with one hand on the wheel and recording like 210, bro. One hand.
How many people know this got converted? Like, am I in the high end of
Not in the high end.
That's okay. Does your mom worry about you?
Boy, I told her she don't even want to hear the things that I'm doing. She be getting scared because she know I be doing shit, like, you know what I mean?
Do you know any friends that have gotten really hurt or died doing this?
My boy, he was racing and he maxed up and he hit his head and his head like split open a little bit and he was stitches, but like other than that, nothing's ever happened.
Damn.
Tell me about the camera system in New York. How hard is it to evade capture or awareness of the police?
A lot of people like they be doing crimes with their plates on. Like, I mean, if I go and run from a cop, I'm gonna make sure I either have altered plates or no plates at all.
New York City.
That part should be common sense. I don't understand how people be so slow doing that. Like, go do a crime with your normal car plates. Everything come back to you registered. Like, you retarded, bro. I'm talking about if you know you go out and do some, you feel me, some dumb shit. Like come on.
One of the most advanced camera surveillance networks on the planet.
With their plates on. Like, I mean, if I go and run from a cop, I'm gonna make sure I either have altered plates or no plates at all.
New York City is home to one of the most advanced camera surveillance networks on the planet. An Amnesty International project identified that there are more than 25,000 public and private cameras at traffic intersections across the city. This camera technology can capture faces and other details from up to 400 feet away. This infrastructure isn't cheap either. This camera technology, combined with cell phone tracking tools, spyware, and facial recognition, racked up nearly $3 billion in expenditures from the NYPD from 2007 to 2019. When
$3 billion?
Rampant in the city, it's easy for governments to make the argument to increase the surveillance.
They investing some bread in surveillance, bro. Like they really do got cameras everywhere though. Boy said from 2007 to 2000, so 12 years they don't spend $3 billion, $3 billion, like. God damn.
In order to shut down this reckless and deadly behavior. However, this same technology can also be used to capture the profiles of millions of civilians on a daily basis, something that is currently happening in China and that many Americans are afraid of. As technology such as AI facial recognition and high-def cameras increase in quality, this is a challenge we are going to have to wrestle with to ensure the very tech that can help keep us safe also doesn't grow too powerful to infringe upon our freedoms. What are the different penalties from if you got caught doing what we
I'm running red lights, I'm doing more than triple the speed limit, double the speed limit. This is a lot of tickets for.
You did a video in Times Square recently, right?
Yeah.
That's the vid I was talking about. Out there wilding.
It only takes one mistake to permanently change or destroy somebody's life.
I do understand that. It's just like we were also like there was a lot of people 12 o'clock in the morning. You seen in the video like I stopped, looked around, made sure there was nobody, and started doing donuts. And then when I was running the red light, I'm not gonna lie, I was supposed to be bugging. I low-key know how to run red lights. I've been chased by Mac Cops to the point where I could blow the red lights doing 60, 70. No, I'm not gonna.
60, what is your strategy in getting away from these?
Hopping on the highway. These cops, like, they're not really built for that. It's a lot of real rookie cops now. A bunch of rookie cops. And these guys do not know how to drive on the highway.
Let's talk about how drivers like Ben's can evade detection for so long. They do so by altering or covering up their license plate so the car cannot be tracked by police or the traffic camera. Cars with this modification have been nicknamed ghost cars. Last month, a joint task force was launched between New York Governors Kathy Hochul, New York Mayor Eric Adams, the NYPD, and the MTA to crack down on the issue of ghost cars. In their first day alone, they impounded 73 cars, issued 282 court summons, and made 8 arrests. And I noticed the same thing back home in Milwaukee. The guys running through the red lights, driving the stolen cars, and driving aggressively, most of them do not have license plates. What's the longest police chase you've been in?
You better not.
That's a pretty long chase.
Whoa, you been on a 40-minute chase, bro. Damn, bro had gas for real. Like, I know he was in the supercar too. Them shits probably burn gas quick. Like, 40 minutes. You had to have a full tank.
Longest police chase you've been in? That's a pretty long chase. How many guys do you think were chasing you?
Trying to do like 3, 4, but the main thing was the helicopter. That was a really hard
And
I was in the Porsche, and that shit goes 210 miles an hour. So I just hopped on the highway. You know, the helicopter can only go so fast.
You go faster than the helicopter?
where you go for?
Like 150, 140.
You crash into somebody, they get paralyzed, they die. Do you think you deserve to live prison?
Yeah. Obviously, I wouldn't want to be put into prison for life. If I kill somebody, that's somebody's life. If that's somebody's mother, brother, cousin, whatever the case is. If somebody crashed into my mom and her car, they killed her, I want them to, you know, maybe not for life, but just enough to get it in their head, like, you know.
What makes taking these risks worth it?
They're not really risks to me, that's the thing. I don't really see them as risks. I see them as, like, no need, just everyday driving.
You say you've been driving since you were 9 years
Yeah.
old?
My dad used to give me this car, so I used to sit on his lap when I was like 7, used to get the steering wheel back, and then, you know, I hit 9, so he used to send me over to AutoZone real quick. AutoZone, Depot, whatever the cases. From 13, I used to start picking up my boys, and that's...
I ain't gonna lie, that's a little wild right there. You said, like, he sent you to AutoZone, but, like, even if he in the passenger seat, like, at 9 years old, he let you drive the AutoZone? What? He was actually able to drive, too? Yeah, how old he? He gotta be, like, 20-something, probably. Driving since 9, yeah, so he got experience for real, for real.
Really, like, no cutting up.
Oh my god.
Send me over to AutoZone real quick. I used to go to AutoZone, Depot, whatever the cases. From 13, I used to start picking up my boys, and that's when I started really, like, no cutting up.
Oh my motherfucker. Okay, easy, Tiger. Easy. Come on. Hey. Hey. No more.
That boy's scared.
Imagine me doing that.
100?
Yeah, man. That's really nothing.
How many police chases do you think you've been?
More in my hands. There's been so many times where, like, the boys are there behind us and they start chasing. Or, like, it's not really chasing anymore. It's really back home.
You think you're the most wanted driver in New York?
Between me and Where's 981, like, Where's 981 mostly died down, I feel like I've taken over that spot, so yeah.
I'm sure there are a lot of young men that watch your content. What do you think about kids that want to try and replicate this content?
But please, Benz himself, do not come driving.
This is something that you can get paralyzed, you can die. I don't drive like this, you shouldn't. Some people in this game take lots of risks, and Steve is one of those guys, but highly advised never do it. How sophisticated is the camera system in New York?
It's getting more sophisticated now to where, like, you know, it takes them probably 2-3 days to really find where you're at, you know what I mean?
How do you stash your vehicle so that the police don't trace you to your house?
For garage, I have one parking garage and I park my car.
So just like a drug dealer has trap houses, you have different...
I'm shut off. Yeah.
We go. Are you nervous at all?
I'm fucking nervous.
The boys are right here.
I'm gonna go off.
But how do you know he was about to get out of his vehicle? You were just about to smack him when you opened up the door. Why do you think this is something that young men gravitate towards? Let's talk about brain development in young men. The male brain does not fully mature until about 25, so their prefrontal cortex that assesses risk is not fully developed yet. Which
That shit most definitely seemed like an adrenaline rush though, like for real.
to explain the risky behavior we see in this segment of the population. There's a name for this: young male syndrome. This sometimes short-sighted behavior is hypothesized to have provided an evolutionary advantage. A 2001 University of Liverpool study found that females prefer brave males who take risks to the ones that do not. And if we go back thousands of years to being hunter-gatherers on a savanna, this preference makes sense, as a female would want the male that fends off the lion or stands to fight when another rival tribe approaches. Biologically, not much has changed in our brains then, but our technology has progressed much further, and it helps to explain why you see young men doing high-speed chases and drifting through Times Square.
What's the craziest getaway story you have?
I'll be the one with the helicopter. I pulled up on the house and told him to start. He was about to pull someone over. So I got behind him. I started playing with him. And I was recording. It got away, obviously. A week later, I started getting chased by 2-3 black Chargers. I'm looking up. I see the helicopter above me. And I'm like, oh no. It was only like my second ever helicopter chase, so my heart was jumping. I'm not knowing how hard these guys are going to go for me right now. They're going to set a roadblock up, something, you know what I mean? But thank God that wasn't the case.
The spike strip.
That's never happened to me. I don't need to give these niggas advice, but like, I don't know why don't you fight shit.
Is it hard?
Oh, you should never said that. You know they watching this. You the most one in New York. You know how on Tommy G, they got like 1.3 views, something like that. They watching this for sure. Now they about to start using spike strips. So you see them spike strips get thrown out, just know it's because you said it. You tell me I ain't trying to give them advice. Matter of fact, though, honestly, shit, they probably can't even keep up with them fast enough to throw them out. You feel me? Like nigga going 200 miles, like that's probably why.
Not to be going fast right now?
Honestly, yeah. But thank God that wasn't the case.
The spike strip.
That's never happened to me. I don't need to give these niggas advice, but like, I don't know why don't you fight shit.
Is it hard for you not to be going fast right now?
Honestly, yeah. If New York really wanted to step their game up, they should put a place where people can use have fun in the same environment. If you give us a spot, we're gonna use it.
Nah, that's a fact though.
How often do you drive reckless?
It's every day, but to a limit.
Let's talk about reckless driving in the United States. In 2021, there were 6 million car crashes and 39,500 of them were fatal. A survey by the insurance company Nationwide found that 47% of Gen Z reported driving faster than the speed limit, and 34% of them reported video chatting while driving. Actions like this help contribute to car crashes being the leading cause of death for American teenagers. Another concerning fact is the amount of pedestrians killed by reckless driving. In 2022, there were 7,500 deaths in this manner. In New York, vehicular manslaughter is a felony that carries a steep sentence of up to 15 years.
We took 2 Polaroids, they're fresh off the press, still developing. We're gonna put them in 2 random people that buy merch in the next 48 hours. 2 people will get Squeeze Benz, Tommy G, Polaroid photos. RIP Mainstream Media, Big Dog's Gotta Eat. Hope to send this to you.
Available on Patreon only are the wild and extended cut versions of the interviews with Squeeze Benz, including one right after he got finished with a helicopter chase, extended cut interview with Swim Team, and more. This is some good shit. Patreon.
Oh man, he put it on Patreon. I ain't about to pay for that.
We find ourselves in another parking garage meeting with New York driver Where's 981 and his crew, the Swim Team. Swimming refers to the driving technique where they cut up, weaving in and out of traffic to get where they want to go.
I ain't never heard of him.
Notoriety online, and I wanted to talk to them to learn more about it.
The faster you go and the more dangerous you drive, the more views you get.
Alright guys, you're pulling up to meet the Swim Team. You're one of the groups of the drivers. Why do you guys call yourself Swim Team?
This is started like, they call me Float. Used to be called Float Apostle. So like, I guess it's like a teacher. I would teach you how to float. And then it just turned into like, we started cutting up and stuff. It was almost like we were swimming through traffic. And they'll call me like Michael Phelps. So we're swimming.
How fast do you go sometimes?
I'm hitting 150 every day. It's easy to hit 150, bro. Like, it's triple digits no matter what. Your 50, 60 miles an hour is my 100.
Have you had any near misses?
Yeah, of course. People telling me like, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? I'm not going to try and teach you how to do it because of the simple fact that someone can get hurt. Thank you that I have not hurt anybody. It's like shooting a gun in an open field. Like, anybody can get hit with a straight bullet.
If you hit somebody and they get really injured or die, what should be the punishment you think?
I'm going to jail 100%.
Yeah, it's worth it. Why?
It's not worth it. That's the thing. I can't justify it,
What's it like being in a high-speed chase?
your first time, it feels crazy, bro. It's like you're you're scared to go home. Some way, somehow, you make it home. You have a little bit of a tough night of sleep that first night, and then you make it to the second night. You make it to the next night. They never come. After that, you get numb to it, you know.
What are the laws in New York for chasing people? Because I know in Milwaukee, oftentimes they don't chase you at a certain speed because they know it results in civilian death.
They do the same thing. Yep.
It depends on the cop, honestly. I've seen cops where one of my boys, this dude going off-road in New York, and the cops following him off the road. They just take that one, you know, that one cop that's just ready to be like, alright, I'm coming for you, and it's over.
What does your mom think about this?
I think my mom to work. She was going 150. She didn't get scared. In her eyes, she knows I'm a good driver. Like, you got mother's prayers, of course. She's gonna always pray for me, make sure everything works out every single time, but she's not too stressed.
You created something.
I wouldn't say I created right?
So I'm here with.
And I'm Tommy G, allegedly.
Who out of this group is
That must be they real. Why they blur the license plate out?
the speed specialist? What's the fastest you guys have ever gone in a car before? 170? That's life or death speed. What makes it worth it for you to put yourself in that position where you could go to the afterlife if you're not careful?
I never hopped in a car and went down fast off rip. It's kind of I got used to it, slowly, building up like a dog.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're watching this, you're a driver, and you know what I mean when you feel the rear wheels through the seat of the car.
You're super in tune and in touch. It's almost like the car is an extension of your body.
You have senses from the seat, the steering wheel, the body of you, how loud the engine is, if your tires are squealing. You have so many cues in it, and it's really up to you to take all that sensory input and be able to drive properly. So it's we're not trying to do this shit forever. You definitely want to hop on that. Just go crazy. It's just distracted right now. It's expensive and people are trying to distract it.
Do you guys know anyone that has crashed or died or gotten injured doing this?
For sure, but nobody knows if anybody were to seriously get hurt or crash or anything like that, I think it'll end it for everybody.
There's a risk of hurting someone that's completely. Someone could be on their way to work. Someone could be going to pick up their kid from soccer practice. How does that factor in your driving? What you think about when you drive? What does that mean when you get left?
I'm not taking it. Someone has the heart rate, the cars behind are already braking and looking for openings so we're not rear-ending each other.
You guys had any near misses?
But there was this one time where he took a cut. Right after he took the cut, it was either I took the cut.
Damn.
People think, oh, he's daddy funny,
You got insurance. You got your real what?
Yo, bro, cause I did work hard for this shit, bro.
You guys' moms know about this?
She knows, and she tells me every day to stop. I tell her, look, I'm trying. We have a brand swim team, right? We're not trying to cut our workers, bro. If we got a 5-minute service coming in, so honestly, we see the community, we see the love. It's like one of those stories where it's great for the bad guy.
What do you say to the people that are super pissed when they see what you do? They're like, that's reckless, it's selfish, it's dangerous, people could die. What do you say to those people?
You can't for real. That's a fact if you think about it, bro, niggas bro, they're going The average person try to do what they do, bro, they crashing damn near instantly. You feel me? Niggas hitting 190, one hand, recording at the same time. Cut, you gotta be paying attention, bro. They know you gotta be like. The only way you gonna be able to do that for real.
Is drinking and driving. And like, we don't ever be under the influence ever behind the wheel. And I'm proud to say that.
Tell me what's going through your head in the police chase. How do you get away? What are you thinking about? Are you trying to go a few streets and take an exit? Do you got a hideout? Like, how do you evade police in this type of situation?
Hold on, don't give out too much sauce. You gotta find your home.
There's people that might watch what you do and wonder how the police have not caught you yet. What is your answer?
I mean, the way that we don't get caught is to stop being dickheads. You're trying to don't you content. I just, at least in Sweden, I'm not saying it's like that. It's got the worst luck for all of honestly. It's got the worst luck on
I wanted to know what the legal perspective was on what swim teams, squeeze bends, and all these other New York drivers were doing. What were the legal ramifications? How much jail time did they face? And why is it that they were so brazen about continually doing this? I talked to my guy Nate the lawyer to figure out more about this. He's a lawyer that runs a YouTube channel and breaks things down regularly.
Nate the lawyer?
My name is Nate the lawyer. I'm a former prosecutor and a former law school professor. And what you've just seen on screen is known as reckless driving. In the state of New York, you could serve up to a year in prison if you recklessly drive. Reckless driving in New York is simple. It's if you drive in a manner that, quote, unreasonably interferes with the free and proper use of the public highways or unreasonably endangers users of the public highway. Reckless driving is prohibited. Every person violating this provision shall be guilty of a misdemeanor, meaning you can serve up to a year in jail. If someone is injured or killed during the act of reckless driving, you could find yourself facing some serious charges.
Dangerous and disturbing exclusive video of young people driving their cars recklessly just before one of the cars crashed and killed 2 people.
Now, this driver was charged with manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide. He's facing up to 10 years in prison. If you are doing something that you know is inherently dangerous and could get someone killed or hurt, and then you do it anyway, that the law finds to be reckless and criminal in some cases. Driving a car 90 miles an hour in a 50-mile-an-hour zone is reckless. Someone could get hurt, someone could get killed, and if someone does, then you are on the hook.
Yeah, you gotta be facing time
There
for
may be no
sure.
fear of repercussions because of New York's bail reform. The misdemeanor of reckless driving, as you see on the screen, isn't eligible for bail. If someone commits this crime 10 times in the same day, they'll get bail every time because of New York's bail reform. Now, some of you may not believe how insane New York's bail reform laws are, but they are insane. Like this guy who was arrested 101 times for shoplifting and let go every time because of New York's bail reform.
Damn, bro. 101 times? No wonder, bro, keep doing it. Like, he know he gonna get right out 101 times shoplifting. That's wild.
Or this guy who was arrested for 3 assaults in one day, even threw a brick through a store window. He was released every single time on bail reform. Or the story of these 4 people who chopped up 2 bodies, left body parts all around the state of New York, and then when the cops went to their home, they found blood, body parts, guts, everything in their home. Guess what the judge did? He released them without bail. When you put everything together, I think
That's
these guys
wild.
are doing it because they don't really have any fear that they're going to kill anybody. And if they get caught reckless driving, they'll get arrested and charged, but they'll probably be let out the same day on bail reform. Then we can go out and do it again. If
For
you
sure.
need legal advice, if you're looking to this YouTube video to help you in your case, you're looking at the wrong place. With that being said, I'm Nate the lawyer, and I'm out. Peace.
After hearing what Nate the lawyer said, hearing that there's no consequences really for what these guys are doing, it makes sense why they're doing it. Back to the swim team. How often do you guys get nervous doing this?
So I started excuses and nervousness. And the reason I started putting this not because of it, like, simply because, like, y'all was because I was getting singled out for no reason. The speed limit is 50, right? So I would be on the go park rate and I'm going 70, 75. I'm doing the same speed everyone else is. However,
Man, they-
everyone else and me, they single me out because I'm in a white Ford. So then they think I can afford the ticket, but in the beginning I could, but then I started stacking up. And if you're gonna say, oh, then just don't speed, I wasn't speeding. I was just keeping up with the flow of traffic, right? And then I just started running one day because I just and then it just started from there. I'm super nervous at first. You gotta tell lawyer things too.
Damn. Bro was getting chased by 15 cops.
You guys had to get away from helicopters before?
I never had. Thank God.
Has the news reached out to any of you guys?
Of course, bro. I ain't gonna front. This is crazy. I'm like 87. I'm like 87 news at all. If they reach out to me about my content, you still push it. I got that number. I don't like that. But yeah, this man is like.
So news reporters have reached out to you guys. They DM you, they email you. Okay, so Ali Bauman from CBS New York.
I'm a reporter with the CBS New York. Maybe have permission to air some of your videos with credit to you. Damn, so they asked that. He said, nah, and they still post. He could probably, he could do something. He could probably sue, you feel me? How you go ask me to post my videos? I say no, you still go post it. Alright.
What made you say no to her and yes to me?
I genuinely feel like you're not gonna try to speak to that. And then you post their videos, you focus on the work you do, and the type of, honestly, you interview people.
That's a fact. That's a fact, though.
To me, it feels really fun to have no journalistic background to be beating them at their own game. I feel like people in our generation just don't trust the news. They've lied so many times that their credit's gone with us.
Honestly, bro, I've been getting more accurate shit from
Pull over, take the tracker out the whip. Range Rover Sport, I'm on the Jackie doing tricks. Keep swimming, got the paddles in the ship.
Who song this is, bro? I ain't gonna lie. They gotta turn this off right here.
Let's meet the swim team and let's hear their specialties.
Float, swim team, you already know.
And what's your specialty?
Myself, she is floating. All I do is float. That's my name. That's what I do. It's everything.
Do you feel like you have to look over your shoulder doing this kind of stuff?
I always look over my shoulder. I'm always not one. I would say I'm kind of camera shy, but like my specialty is like I do a little bit of everything. But when it comes to like the the corporate side of things, the brands and stuff, like I'm basically like the brains behind that whole.
Wait, so you're trying to turn this into a video game?
I mean, we already kind of did. It's a game, so it's called Assetto Corsa. So basically,
shit.
servers, and you just gotta take the link, hop on the server, and any one of us happens to play on the server, you get to drive with swim risk-free.
Whereas 981 and his team are well aware that a lot of his fans are young males that might try and replicate what they do, and knowing that is incredibly dangerous.
Oh, that's fire. He said he got a whole video game, Assetto, whatever.
His team has done something so you can join them in the safety of your home. They built this online Assetto Corsa server so you can drive, swerve, drift, whatever you want. All you need is a computer, internet connection, and it's recommended you have a steering wheel. Details to join the server are in my description.
I ain't gonna lie, that's fire.
Do you think you're wanted by law enforcement?
They definitely know about us. I mean, me specifically, I have no clue. If I am wanted, I'm sorry. I don't hate NYPD, I just don't want the ticket.
What do you go by?
3250 or 650, either one is fine.
And what's your specialty?
Well, right now, I think the fans would probably say my specialty is how police chases, cop chases, and stuff like that. But in my opinion, I think drifting though.
How many police chases do you think you've been in?
Honestly, bro, I lost count. Probably, because I posted at least 30, I think. So I think I have.
You have at least 30 police chases on the internet right now.
Yeah.
Why is this worth potentially going to prison?
No matter how you look at it, it's not worth it at all. Me being how I am as a person, bro, it's fun, bro.
Who are you?
So I'm Reaper.
What's your specialty?
I'm more of a low-key swimmer. I'm not really make the videos, but if you know.
Do you have any little brothers?
Oh yeah.
If they wanted to get into this, what would you tell them?
I'm a hypocrite, but what do I recommend it for?
You don't recommend it?
No.
This is a question for the whole group. How often do you guys have to change vehicles?
I say if you do it right, you could probably go a year to 2 years where you have to swap the car if you're smart, but you could do some dumb shit in one night that makes you have to swap.
What do you go by?
My name's Billy.
And what's your specialty?
Honestly, the fans kind of know me as Lester, I guess I would say. That's, if you get in trouble, you can call me. I'll help you with your situation.
So what makes this worth doing?
It's not worth doing. I wouldn't recommend doing it if I were you, but I can't make your decision for you. So if you are...
They said, bro, they call him Lester. What you gonna do to get him out? What happened? He said, you call me if you need help.
to do this against our best wishes, I guess. Just think about other people on the road and do whatever you can to bring it home without hurting yourself, hurting anybody else, or damaging any property.
Tell me how you think about taking on risks and danger.
I think if you're ever going to take on any risks or any danger, whether it's physical risks or financial risks, I think you should write down every single one of the variables that could be a factor in the risk that you're taking, and you should figure out what's the worst case scenario that could go wrong, any other kind of scenarios that could go wrong, and you want to figure out what the best case scenario is, and if that's worth the gamble for you, for the risks that are laid out on the table. But if those risks are worth the reward that you're going for, I think you should go for it. And if at any time you get too scared, the risks are too much for the reward, you don't want to risk it for the biscuit, then stop, because you're not built for it.
If you want an extraordinary life, you have to take extraordinary measures and risks and actions, but know your lane and know when to sit out. And this is something I'm sitting out for.
Also, the story of Icarus, when you have wax wings and you fly too close to the sun, never feel like you got it on lock 24/7.
The story of Icarus comes from Greek mythology, and it recounts the tale of Daedalus and his son Icarus, who were imprisoned on the island of Crete by King Minos. To escape, Daedalus fashioned wings made of feathers and wax for him and Icarus. Warned by his father not to fly too close to the sun, Icarus disregarded this advice. As he soared higher and higher, the wax...
Jolly too. We could've...
Anything you gotta say for the camera, brother?
Shout my son Jolly too. We couldn't make it. Yeah, for you after this question, what do you think of swimming?
So here's the thing. I think danger is good in somebody's life, but when you endanger someone else while you're having your own fun, that's where I'm iffy about it. Yeah. I admire the courage, I admire the bravery, but when other people's lives are at risk, to me it's like it's a hard battle, you know what I mean? Like, if I lost a friend because someone was just having fun on the road, I'd want to kill that guy. I also, as a young man who does dangerous things too, get it. But I highly advise you, don't try it out.
Hold on, this beat's on fire. I will beat that beat's on type fire though. Hold on.
I advise you, don't try it out.
That beat's on fire.
But while waiting their turn, a couple of them decided to eat donuts in the parking lot where there were many families. Because of this, the police were called, and in a few minutes, an NYPD helicopter arrived at the scene. This is what happened next.
What happened? Oh man, they got another chase. You done caught. You got Tommy G done got caught in the chase, man. What's about to happen? Yeah, they got an end of it right here.
Hello folks, I'm Tommy G, here with the most wanted drivers in New York. Look, they're peeling out. Folks, I wasn't lying when I said these guys are wanted. Well folks, I think it's time to get out of here. Stay safe. Realize that the choices you make can impact other people. There's dangerous things you can do that just impact yourself. When it impacts scared civilians, let's go. I'm conflicted with this video, folks, because a lot of young people are going to think this is cool, and their brain is not developed enough to realize the risk to other people. And I feel like you got to pick and choose your battles. And like, while it is exciting, statistically, eventually, someone is going to crash, someone's going to die, someone's going to get paralyzed, and the game that sounded so fun is not so fun anymore.
Went from Game Boys to scales, now I play the mail. I flex a fake mighty boy that he copped on grill. Turbo sticking out.